or play it straight. You're watching Philadelphia's NBC 10. Now, live from the News Center, this is News 10 Sunday.
Tonight, eccentric millionaire John DuPont is behind bars, captured in a peaceful end to a tense two-day standoff at his Delaware County estate, while the family of Dave Schultz is left to grieve.
Dave will be missed so much by his family, friends, and the wrestling community around the world.
Good evening, I'm Renee Chenault.
And I'm Ken Matz.
In our top story tonight, the standoff between John DuPont and scores of police officers ends 48 hours after it started with fatal gunshots. News 10's Mike Strug is live in Concord Township, Delaware County, where DuPont is being held without bail, charged with murder. Mike.
Renee, tonight, John E. DuPont, millionaire philanthropist, sportsman, and accused murderer, is being held in solitary confinement here at the Delaware County Prison. The two-day siege ended the way police had hoped it would. No gunfire, no one hurt. The heir to part of the DuPont Chemical Company fortune left his Foxcatcher estate today not in a shiny limousine, but in the back of a plain black police van. For 2 days, police had surrounded his mansion while they talked to him by phone. A retired FBI negotiator helped, but others, including psychologists, Vietnam vets, family and friends, were rejected. From the beginning, moments after he allegedly shot and killed Olympic gold medal wrestler Dave Schultz, police said they intended to wait him out. They won. Arraigned and held without bail, DuPont looked gaunt and haggard in a blue nylon jogging suit with the word Bulgaria on its back. Friends and relatives said he had become increasingly more eccentric in recent years. Nevertheless, the siege might have gone on longer if police hadn't cut off the heat to his mansion. He was captured as he walked out to his greenhouse to repair the boiler.
When he was about 15 feet away from the greenhouse, he was informed that he was under arrest. By all accounts, he was not armed at that time. He turned and began to try to move quickly back towards his house. There's a tremendously fast officer by the name of Officer Lund. He chased him down. It's my understanding there was a tackle involved, but that was it.
That was it, and tonight, John DuPont has traded life in a mansion on an 800-acre estate for a 6x10 jail cell. Live at the Delaware County Prison, I'm Mike Strug, News 10.
All right, Mike. Wealthy and charitable, eccentric and paranoid. Family members and neighbors have used all those words to describe John E. DuPont, but to many, he was simply known as Coach. DuPont's love of wrestling, as seen in this 1988 video, endeared him to those he trained on his estate. Jack Kuvo, who wrestled with Dave Schultz, talked today about a meeting with DuPont.
He had his gun there, and he never, ever threatened me in any way, but it just felt very unsafe to come back here. I just felt that he wasn't himself. He was talking to he would talk to the walls.
Despite his reportedly strange behavior, DuPont paid his wrestlers and coaches $300 a week. He also donated $500,000 each year to U.S. Olympic wrestling.
Dave Schultz worked as a wrestling coach for Foxcatcher National Training on DuPont's estate. His wife, Nancy, has been taking calls of condolence from around the world. In her grief, she asked reporters to respect her family and not ask her questions, but she wanted to make a statement.
Nancy Schultz, her two children, their relatives and friends, are devastated. Look at their faces. Nancy told us ever since her husband was brutally gunned down, she's been crying and hugging 6-year-old Danielle and 9-year-old Alexander.
My family must now turn its focus and energy to my children, Alexander and Danielle, who have had a very close relationship with their father and who are struggling to understand how and why this tragedy happened and how they will possibly fill this void in their lives.
Barely holding back tears, Nancy talked about Dave, a world-class wrestler and Olympic gold medalist who is so proud of his kids. For the sake of the children, she wants John DuPont, the man she says she saw gun down her husband, to pay for the crime.
While I have no idea why John committed the senseless and brutal killing of my husband, I am confident that the police and the authorities will conduct a thorough investigation and bring him to justice.
And this is a bullet hole in Schultz's car. According to an affidavit, Nancy Schultz says she saw DuPont fire the third and final shot into her husband after he'd already fallen to the ground. And at one point, DuPont even pointed the gun at her. There was a bodyguard in DuPont's car. He was not involved in the shooting and will not be charged.
Nancy Schultz and her two children have moved off the DuPont estate and are staying with friends. Funeral arrangements have not been completed.
The DuPont standoff grabbed national headlines and even attention from the pulpit. During his weekly television program today, the Reverend Robert Schuller urged DuPont to give up. The Los Angeles evangelist is a close friend of the millionaire murder suspect. Schuller said his emotional appeal came from God.
Tell John that his mother loves him and wants him to just lay down those weapons.
DuPont's mother died in 1988, just after DuPont began his friendship with Schuller. John DuPont's surrender caps a tragic and bizarre weekend, especially for people living near his sprawling estate in Newtown Township.
I think it's too bad that the community really has been, in a sense, put on hold with all of the other emergencies that may be going on, and of course this takes so much community time and effort and manpower.
Most of the weekend, DuPont's neighbors had to deal with police barricades, traffic jams, and a lot of nervous tension. Tonight, life and traffic are returning to normal around the DuPont estate. Police reopened Goshen Road in Newtown Township after closing it for safety reasons on Friday. Earlier today, Route 252 was also reopened. John DuPont will have a preliminary hearing on Thursday, February 1st in Newtown Square. News 10 will be there and will continue to bring you complete coverage.
Well, closing arguments are set to begin tomorrow in the Eddie Pollock murder trial. After testimony ended Friday, defense attorneys criticized the prosecution's case, saying witnesses contradicted each other. They say after 3 weeks of testimony, it is not clear which of the 6 defendants beat Pollock to death on November 11th, 1994. The judge says she'll instruct the jury to consider first and third-degree murder charges as well as voluntary manslaughter. Jurors are expected to get the case on Tuesday. Flooding continues to be a problem for residents of Bucks County tonight. News Chopper 10, high above New Hope, where water flows like a muddy river through the streets. Heavy rains swelled the Delaware River, damaging homes and closing roadways. In an effort to get more flood relief money for Pennsylvania, Governor Tom Ridge plans to update congressional leaders on damage assessments on Tuesday. If your home was damaged in the floods and you want to apply for federal disaster assistance, call this number, 1-800-462-9029. Again, 1-800-462-9029.
Super Bowl 30. You saw all the excitement unfold right here on NBC 10. Dallas came out on top, but Pittsburgh put up a good fight, and local fans cheered all the way. Governor Tom Ridge pumps up a rowdy crowd of Steeler fans tonight in New Cumberland. The fan club packed Golicky's restaurant to toast the home team's matchup against Dallas. Super Bowl Sunday is a big day for the casinos. News 10's Arthur Fennell is live in Atlantic City with all the high rollers. Hi, Arthur.
Hello there, Renee. Of course, we bring you greetings from the boardwalk in Atlantic City, where this town did the Super Bowl right tonight. Of course, the gaming industry loves the big game, the Super Bowl, and there's a lot of money to be had from that. About 2,000 people alone from the Delaware Valley packed into the Trump Taj Mahal tonight, some of the high rollers, if you will. Some of them are still in there partying right now. For some, yes, this was a good night.
Boys, baby, #1, Dallas all the way.
For Dallas fans, it was the thrill of victory all over again. For Steelers fans, it was sheer disappointment.
Very disappointed. We were in there, but we always have next year.
We sampled the experts as well as the amateurs on this game.
I'm very disappointed, personally. You know what I mean? I've been in the show in 15 years, but I'm not a Dallas fan. I was there for the Steelers. They almost did it. Almost did it. I was down through a couple bad throws.
The Cowboys, they've been there 2 out of the last 3 years, and you know, the champions came to the forefront.
I think it was an interesting game, but of course all the money is down there in Dallas, and that's why they got the better ball players.
How about them Cowboys, huh? Like them or not, they are the Super Bowl champions again. And by the way, Renee and Ken, a lot of Steelers fans are in there on the casino floor right now. They say they may find some luck out of this night one way or the other. We wish them well. Live in the boardwalk in Atlantic City, I'm Arthur Fennell. Back to you.
Okay, Arthur, hope you had the winner.
Yeah.
Still to come on News 10 tonight, a rare look at what is on the minds and in the hearts of Philadelphia police officers. Ride along with 2 of the city's men in blue to see the excitement and the danger.
A group of Catholic nuns become targets of a terrible attack inside their convent.
And the Magic's back. Magic Johnson makes a major decision about life in the NBA.
John Bolaris is in the Weather Center. Tell us about the back-to-work forecast, John.
I tell you, Renee, maybe just a few flakes tomorrow, but perhaps a bigger storm by the end of this week. I'll give you the details as News 10 continues.
It's out there, that icy, snowy, slushy mess we call winter. So instead of spinning your wheels, trade them in for a new front wheel or four-wheel drive from Ford. Choose from the responsive handling of Taurus, the assurance of Windstars all-speed traction control, or the confidence of control-track four-wheel drive on Ranger, F-Series, or Explorer. Don't let winter leave you stranded. Your Quality Plus Ford dealer now has low financing and cash back on selected Ford cars and trucks.
The story goes that an American Express financial advisor talked to Henry here about a comfortable retirement. Encouraged, Henry recommended us to his brother Bob, who told his son Ed, and Ed told cousin Ruth, and well, you get the idea. After all, 9 out of 10 of our clients say they'd recommend us to their friends and family. If you haven't been referred yet, call 1-800-GET-ADVICE.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
10 years ago today, a stunned nation watched as the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded against the backdrop of a cold, clear sky. 6 astronauts and New Hampshire teacher Krista McCullough died in the explosion. Tonight, we remember the 7 crew members aboard Challenger 10 years ago. Air Force jets rumbling over the Kennedy Space Center, marking the moment of Challenger's last liftoff. 73 seconds of mournful silence followed as hundreds shared the memory of that fateful day, helping to place a wreath in honor of the Challenger crew, the parents of crew member Greg Jarvis.
In other news tonight, police say the man who went berserk and attacked 4 nuns had a history of mental problems. This man, Mark Bouchard, allegedly smashed a locked door last night at the Convent of the Blessed Sacrament Church in Waterville, Maine. Police say he stabbed the nuns and beat them with a religious statue. 2 died. 1 nun is in critical condition. Another is in serious condition. Bouchard is being held without bail. An emotional roller coaster for the parents of conjoined twins. Tonight there's hope that baby Sarah will live a normal life, but there's also grief over the loss of baby Sarahi. Sarah was separated from her sister after a 6-hour-long operation last night. Well, now she's spending the night on a ventilator to help her breathe. Sarahi died shortly after surgery. The twins were born January 12th, connected at the chest, abdomen, and liver.
Straight ahead on News 10 tonight, they never know what could happen in the line of duty. Get a rare inside look at how Philadelphia police officers cope with the constant threat of danger on the job.
Well, it was a nice night tonight for a stroll down Main Street, Manayunk, but will the sunshine return on Monday? John Bolaris will have the exclusive Earthwatch forecast when we return.
If you've always wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo but thought you couldn't afford one, may we suggest an alternative? The Alternative Lease Program at your Key State's Jeep and Eagle dealer, where you can get into a Grand Cherokee for just $299 a month with $1,575 down. Or get one for just $349 a month with $0 down. Hey, with a lease program like this, your alternatives are limitless.
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Key State's Jeep and Eagle dealer.
I love the sound of good football. The only better sound is the sound of a healthy heart. Keep your heart sounding great at the Bora Heart and Lung Center. Hey, it's just one phone call away. You only get one heart. Don't trust it to just anyone. The Bora Heart and Lung Center.
When it comes to pure driving fun, Dodge offers you choice after choice after choice. Choose Dodge Intrepid with more standard features than Ford Taurus. And it's a better value if you choose $1,000 cash savings, or select 1.9% financing, or an extremely low lease rate.
But don't let these remarkable choices pass you by. Get to the Buyer's Choice sale at the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
At an event that lasts just 2 weeks and features contests that last just 10 seconds, 24 hours is an eternity. Fortunately, UPS now guarantees overnight delivery as early as 8 a.m. from cities worldwide. If UPS can make urgent international deliveries to people who measure their accomplishments in seconds, think what they can do for those on a more relaxed schedule. UPS, worldwide Olympic sponsor.
Meteorologist John Valeris is in the Weather Center getting last-minute information on your back-to-work forecast. A forecast with some flurries. The exclusive Earthwatch forecast just minutes away. But first, this month alone, 4 area police officers have been shot. 2 have died. Most agree there has never been a more dangerous time to wear a badge. Tonight, News 10's Matt Stevens reports on how officers are coping.
This area here is pretty busy with drugs.
Tactical Unit Officer Mike Kopecki, 9 years on the job, all in the 14th District.
A good day is when everybody gets a chance to go home.
Training Officer Paul Heil, 25 years on the job, all in the 14th. They know Germantown like it's their living room. About like Lori Baird knew Feltonville.
A Philadelphia police officer is gunned down in a botched robbery attempt.
Over the 25 years, I just been to too many funerals.
Officer Baird was killed January 2nd. Officer Robert Porter was shot to death January 17th.
How many more times do we have to all of us have to be here under the same circumstance?
A bad start to a new year. Kopecki and Heil can't afford to dwell on it, but can't be expected to ignore it.
Okay, stand up. Let's go, dude. Come on, let's go. Stand up.
Kopecki's been married 2 years.
She's been bugging me to like put an application in for Ocean City, New Jersey. That's where her family lives. I'd go crazy down there.
My man also had this.
All right.
A little bit of rock there.
Heil's oldest daughter wants to be a cop, and he won't discourage her.
Well, their daughter wants to be a teacher, and I guess that's just as dangerous as being a cop, so.
They know that behind any door, someone with no respect for the law, with no regard for life, could be waiting with a weapon. That the suspect they chase down an alley might be desperate enough to kill a cop. And they know it happens.
Sometimes it's like a game. You know, we catch you sometimes we don't. For me, it's fun sometimes. Dangerous? Yeah, but you don't think about that, because if you do, then you're going to get hurt.
Cops say stress doesn't come from fear, it comes from frustration, from loopholes in the law that keep criminals on the streets, from society's preoccupation with protecting the bad guys. It doesn't come from being afraid to die. It comes from wondering whether anyone knows why they're willing to die. Matt Stevens, News 10, Philadelphia.
Matt continues his report tomorrow night at 11 with a look at how wives, husbands, and children cope with the dangers that face their loved ones.
If you're a parent and you use babysitters, you can't afford to miss a News 10 investigation coming up later this week. Herb Denenberg gives us a chilling look at what may happen in your home once you walk out that door.
You're watching a babysitter through the lens of a hidden camera. She hits the child 11 times in 5 hours. She ties her hands behind her head, then shares her food, and then she drags the child by her arm. This babysitter was carefully checked out before she was hired.
I did a reference check on her, a criminal check on her. Also, with the criminal check was a credit check.
Thursday at 11, I'll talk to parents around the Philadelphia area who are using this high-tech equipment to watch their babysitters. 70% of those who use it are firing their sitters. Should you be using it too? My investigation, Who's Watching the Sitter, might save your child's life. Herb Denenberg, News 10.
John Valeris is up now, and did I hear the word big storm?
I hope not. Let's find out quickly. John.
No. Maybe at the end of the week we may have a few problems. And welcome back, Renee.
Oh, thank you, John.
It's a good day today, right? Some sunshine, a Had no rain, had no snow, had the Super Bowl, had a good Friends episode. Good day. Temperature 26 degrees, humidity 63%. And now we go back to work and we mention a little snow. Winds calm, mostly clear. High today, 36. We can handle that. Low this morning, 29. What do we have outside throughout the tri-state region? Well, it's a tranquil night. It's peaceful. Not much going on. Temperatures in the 20s, dropping down to the teens tonight. North and west, about 23 degrees in the city. Not a bad night. High pressure in control. We pull back a little bit, though, and a bad guy brewing this way. Cold front, little weak, low pressure system. That guy is going to be moving quickly this way during the day tomorrow, and with it, maybe, just maybe, a little light snow, a little light rain. There's the storm system out there on the flyby. There's the moisture with it, but this high still fending off the precipitation. But once the high begins to give way during the day tomorrow, the clouds come rolling in, and with it, maybe just a little light snow, a little light rain mixed in down the shore, and maybe if everything just breaks apart an inch or two across the Lehigh Valley. But we can handle that after the blizzard of 96. It's nothing. Tonight, cold. Temperatures in the upper teens to the mid-20s. Then we watch the cold front approach tomorrow with the clouds, a little light snow, maybe a little light rain, nothing much. The front comes through Tuesday morning. High pressure in control. A nice Tuesday, a nice Wednesday, but then a trouble brewing in Texas. Storm system develops Thursday in Texas, taps a little Gulf of Mexico moisture, and then does it head up the coast and give us snow, ice, and rain? Or does it move out to sea and give us nada, nothing? Don't know just yet. Got to see what happens once the storm system gets about here, and that should be Friday afternoon or Friday during the day. Hard timing, difficult right now, but Thursday, Friday, we've got to keep a close eye on that. Morning drive, roads will be dry. 7 a.m. temperature will be 25 degrees. Skies will be fair. Not a bad Monday, except for a few flurries of light snow. That's not much. Okay, forecast for tonight. Shapes up this way. Some clouds, 23 in the city, 16 in the burbs. Tomorrow, chance of some light snow mixed with rain. Nothing much. Don't get alarmed. Highs around 38 degrees. Your 5-day forecast, we break out with some sunshine on Tuesday. Temperatures getting up into the lower 40s for a while. Wednesday, we turn colder. And then Thursday into Friday, depending on the Texas troublemaker, whether we get snow, sleet, rain, whatever. We don't know yet, but there's potential trouble for Thursday and Friday.
A lot of those Texas troublemakers around lately, you know?
Today, and we'll tell you about them, because sports is next on News 10.
That's right. Super Bowl 30 is history, and the Dallas Cowboys are the champions. Ron has the highlights and reaction.
Plymouth's clever idea department has been on a roll lately. The next challenge? Come up with clever ways to save. Now get a great lease on the redesigned Plymouth Voyager. Choose your savings on Plymouth Neon, or even get this tantalizing introductory price on the all-new Plymouth Breeze. Oh, and they even named the event. Aren't they clever?
Eddie George, Heisman Trophy winner, you got a big future ahead of you, kid.
Reggie White?
You're going to be asked to endorse products.
You should contact the people who make Tylenol. Neil Smith?
Extra strength, because you could be on intimate terms with Tylenol.
Ken Norton Jr.
From headaches to broken bones, doctors recommend Tylenol the most.
Oh, and Eddie, it's the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Hospitals?
Hospitals.
A Cadillac DeVille. A Lincoln Town Car. The DeVille has front-wheel drive and full-range traction control standard. And now it's made even better with the North Star system. Just something to think about when you have somewhere to be this winter. Nothing feels like a Cadillac DeVille. Now $469 a month and $26.75 down.
So, you think you can pick me up in the morning?
See your Cadillac Super Network dealers.
News 10 Sports, sponsored by your local Key States Jeep and Eagle dealers.
Here's your wake-up call, nature lover.
If that didn't work, try this. Now, for only $199 a month, get a classic Jeep Cherokee with 190 horsepower, automatic transmission, four-wheel drive, and driver's airbag, all for only $199 a month, including air at no charge. Now, if that didn't wake you up, try this.
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Key States Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Well, I guess we're going to have to talk about Barry Switzer now. Is that right?
Yeah, well, Barry Switzer, he is like a lot of other guys on top of the world right now. The Dallas Cowboys, the most revered and most hated team in the National Football League. Like it or not, they are the best in the NFL this season. And here is how Dallas captured its third Super Bowl title in the last 4 years. Go to Super Bowl 30 in Tempe, Arizona, beautiful place. And we had a very good game here on NBC today. Dallas had a 3-0 lead. And then Aikman to Deion Sanders. Deion's only catch the game, a big one. It was 47 yards. And set up this Aikman to Novacek touchdown. Dallas on top 10-0 against the AFC champion Steelers. In the second, Cowboys leading 13-zip. O'Donnell to Yancey Thigpen. It's 13-7 at the half. The Steelers build momentum. But O'Donnell throws this one right to Larry Brown in the third quarter. Right to him. And it set up another Cowboys touchdown. This time, easy pickings for Emmitt Smith, who fights his way in from 1 yard. Cowboys up 20-7. Fourth quarter, after a Steelers field goal, they then tricked the Cowboys with the onside kick and recover it. That led to a touchdown that got Pittsburgh right back in this game. Van Morris, it is 20-17. But O'Donnell again for the second time right to Larry Brown. Brown is your most valuable player. He was a 12th round draft pick. That was the last round of the draft some years ago when he was selected. One of the last players picked his year coming out of college. He and Emmitt Smith come up big. Emmitt with 2 touchdowns. Cowboys went 27-17. Afterwards, Larry Brown on his 2 interceptions.
The first one, I think he had a bad read, and I was able to go get it and just hang on to it. The second one, they had been running slants on me all day, so I got a good jump on it and made a play on it and was able to go take as far as I could.
You throw an interception, those things happen. It's not like it's a characteristic of Neil O'Donnell. I think I've thrown 7 all year last year, this past year. So, it's something that happened, and, we're going to take our chances. We didn't come in here to play a close game. We're going to take some shots.
It is sweet. It really is. It's like slamming the door in a whole bunch of people's face. Believe me. And it's nice to do it that way because so many people were against us. So many people talked about us, talked about how arrogant we was, how cocky we were. When we're really not, we're just confident in our team, confident in our head coach, confident in our coaching staff, confident in our abilities.
Dallas went out and earned it this year. There was nothing super, however, about the Flyers this weekend. They lost at Pittsburgh last night, and less than 24 hours later in Landover, Maryland today, the Washington Capitals. Lindros scored his 30th early on. It is 1-0 the Flyers. They led 2-1 after one. Then in the third, Pat Peake off of Chris Darian's stick. Past Hextall, it's a 2-all game. We go to overtime. In overtime, watch the nice move by Kelly Miller. He has eyes in the back of his head. He feeds Steve Konowalchuk. And that is it. Caps win in OT. 3-2 Flyers winless in their last 4. The Los Angeles Lakers are denying a report by NBC that they will announce Magic Johnson's return to basketball at a news conference tomorrow. Magic has not played since 1991 after testing HIV positive. According to the report, his contract has already been signed and will pay him $2.5 million for the rest of this season, and that he will be in the lineup Tuesday when the Lakers play Golden State. Again, the team is denying it, which means they'll probably have a press conference announcing it.
Right. Big sports day, more later. Yeah. See you later.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll be right back.
When it comes to pure driving fun, Dodge offers you choice after choice after choice. Choose Dodge Neon with more standard horsepower and a lower starting price than Cavalier, Escort, and Civic. Then choose $500 off, or select 1.9% financing, or an extremely low lease rate. But don't let these remarkable choices pass you by. Get to the Buyer's Choice sale at the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Morning watch is on!
Looks like we're gonna get wet.
It is a phenomenon of nature.
All hands keep out of the rigging!
A subject of legend.
What happened in my ship was not imagined.
And a force of pure destruction. Jeff Bridges in a Ridley Scott film. White Squall, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, February 2nd.
Sleek, practical, beautiful. The Contour concept, found only on Frigidaire Gallery refrigerators. Convenient features like a flip-up shelf and a new built-in water filter for better tasting ice and water. Practical, beautiful. Frigidaire. Call Frigidaire and discover the look of better performance.
Bob Wagner's January clearance sale. Huge savings up to 52%. Carpet 3 rooms with DuPont Stainmaster Plus carpet. Only $3.99 installed with padding. Choose from over 30 colors. Constructed with premium DuPont fibers. Save 15 to 40% on every Bruce hardwood floor. All with Duraluster urethane finish. Select from 5 colors. Only $2.97 a square foot. Bruce floors. Virtually carefree with a lifetime structural warranty. Buy today and make no payments till May. Sale ends Sunday. Bob Wagner's January clearance sale in Downingtown and Westchester.
The Dodge Magnum Power Surge. It's your chance to get up to $3,000 in savings and values on the Magnum-powered Dakota Club cab. It's your chance to save on the truck that beats Ranger, S10, and Sonoma on resale, and a whole lot more. But to get Magnum Power and Magnum savings, you'll have to move like, well, you know. America's truck stop, the new Dodge.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
Finally tonight, if you're looking for a hot set of wheels, head to the Philadelphia International Auto Show. Buyers were all revved up to see the new production cars, race cars, and show cars all on display, and browsers were encouraged to hop in and imagine what it would be like to cruise down the road in the model of their choice. The auto show runs through next Sunday.
And that is News 10 for now. Sports Finals coming up next. News 10 continues tomorrow morning at 5:30. I'm Ken Matz.
And I'm Renee Chanel. For all of us at News 10, thanks for watching. Good night.
When it comes to